1-800-449-8686. And now, Phil Hendry.
And continue here with Don Parsley. He's from Brewster, South Dakota. Right, Don?
Yep.
Now, we've had a lot of tornadoes, some horrible weather in the United States, in the middle region of our country, in the southern region along the Atlantic coast. Tornado hit your town in Brewster, Iowa, right?
Yeah, it did. It destroyed everything that I've ever loved.
I understand that, sir. Can you tell me you lost your wife and daughter?
That's correct.
How did it happen?
Well, there had been a tornado warning, and we have a storm cellar, and I went to the cellar, and Twister had just come upon the house as fast as you can think, and my daughter tried to get in. I held her as long as I could.
And the wind swept her away?
And she was blown clear, yeah. My wife did not make it into the storm cellar. She, unfortunately, we lost her.
So both your wife and your daughter?
That's correct. And all I could think about was saving them. And the irony, I suppose, is that when my daughter...
What is your wife and daughter, what were their names, sir?
My daughter was Carol, and my wife's name is Sharon. And I had just a little piece of Sharon's dress. I mean, Carol's dress, who's my daughter. She was blown clear, like I said.
You were holding on to your daughter before the tornado lifted her?
Right. And I don't have insurance because I've been on disability, and the house was lifted off its foundation. I was only able to get into the shelter, and then they found my wife. The house had dropped literally on the part of the lot. It had literally dropped on top of her. And
this is a terrible, terrible story, and I don't live in a area that one would call a tornado area. I live in California.
Right.
But I can imagine the devastation of something like that. And you say your entire home as well?
Right. My home is, forget it, it's gone. And I just want to tell everyone that the Twisters, these tornadoes, they are like the devil himself.
You mentioned that you're right now destitute? You don't have any money?
No, I don't. I've been on disability.
We would be happy. I would be happy, sir.
No.
No, seriously, to at least donate some money to you.
No, sir. I please don't. I would never ask people for money. I guess what I'm on your program to do is to warn people. Don't ever tell your loved ones that you love them every day, because you never know.
I hear you.
You never know when the last day is going to be.
Well, sir, I know that it takes FEMA a while to come in and try to get things sorted out. I'd be happy to start some kind of a fund.
No, sir, no.
Any kind of a...
No, I would never in a million years ask people for charity.
But it's not really charity.
Please, I don't want to offend you, but I find it insulting, and I know you're not trying to insult me. I find it insulting. I don't want anybody's charity. All I did was watch my wife and child get up one morning, go into a day that I thought was going to be a day of sunshine, like all the days we've had, and I don't have them anymore. And I guess the only thing I wanted to say on your show is I sometimes ask myself why God would do this, but I guess more and more I'm not believing in God too much anymore.
You can't lose your faith, though.
No. My faith was ripped from my hands the way my daughter, Carol, was ripped from my hands, and when she was drowned.
Was your daughter drowned, sir? Did they find her body?
She was killed by a tornado, yeah. And they had found her body. We have a pond on my property.
How big is the lot? Now, you have a home.
That's correct.
And they found your daughter's body in a lake on your property?
Right. And
look, you called my show. Is there something we can do to get you temporary shelter to at least bury your wife and your family?
No, my Karen,
Your wife is Karen, right?
Yeah.
Who is your daughter?
My daughter is Sarah, and my wife is Karen. And I'm sorry, I know I said it was Carol. It's not. It's Karen and it's Sarah.
Well, can we please give you some money? I don't mean to insult you, all right? And I'm not trying to.
Well, I have to tell you, Mr. Henry, it is a little bit insulting. I mean, if I was to take money for my wife and daughter's funeral, that would be all. It would have to, and I would have to rebuild my house.
Well, is $1,000? We could start a fund of $1,000. If we $2,000 or $5,000.
That
$5,000.
That might. I guess you'd have to start if I was to take your money, and I don't really want to, but you'd have to start at $5,000 because if you really insist on giving me money, and I don't have any transportation. My car was destroyed, and it is a lease. I still have to make a payment.
How much is your monthly payment?
On my car is $1,500 a month.
What kind of a car is it?
I had an XK8.
A Jaguar?
Jaguar, yeah. I mean, so in other words, rednecks don't get hit by, can't have an expensive car either.
No, I'm just surprised. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give our number out, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686.
But Mr. Henry, I don't want any charity. I just called your program to tell people you may believe in God one day, but the next day God will take everything. He'll take everything from you. And
I understand.
I just wish they were with me, that's all.
I understand that, sir. We can raise money to get you some transportation.
I don't know what can you tell me what you mean by transportation?
Well, we can get you a rental car.
It's like a Dodge Neon or something.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I don't want to insult you. I mean, okay.
Well, it seems to me that.
When are your wife and your daughter going to be buried?
The horrible thing about the Twister is that there are so many missing people. My wife's body.
Is your wife missing? Has she not been found?
That's correct.
Did you say that the house landed on her?
It did land on her, and that's, in a way, she's missing. That's what I'm saying. I mean, but please don't insult me with some donation drive. All I want are Sandra and Christy back in my life.
Sir, I'm not trying to insult you. You've lost your home. You've lost your car. What was your home's value, relative value? And you've lost your family, and there's no way you can put a value on that. How much was your home worth?
We appraised it at $950 last month.
$950,000?
Right.
How many acres have you got?
We've got 43 acres, and we farm.
So you've got a $950,000 home and 43 acres. You lost an XK8 Jaguar.
Right. But it's not about that.
You lost your wife and your daughter.
Right. But I don't want you to insult me by offering me money. The only money that I would take would be for the burial of my wife and my daughter, and give me some transportation, replacement transportation.
Well, I offered to give you. We can give you $5,000 for their burial, and for you got a $1,500 a month car payment. I don't know.
Well, there you go. Then why would you insult me with an offer? Okay.
I don't mean to insult you.
No, I know that you don't mean to insult me, but I have a $1,500 a month car payment, and then you turn around and say I can give you $5,000, which
that wouldn't cover it.
No, sir. No, it wouldn't. So what I'm saying is this, and I don't know about anybody who's listening or whatever, but I called your show just to say you love your family, love your daughter, love your wife. Also, yes, okay, I don't have any money, and if people wanted to donate money, that's fine, but I can't. I see people get money on, like, the Jerry Lewis telethon and things like that. They raise a lot of money. And
well, sir, I don't know how much money I could raise for you, okay?
Well, but hear me out. If I have a $1,500 a month car payment and I've got a $950,000 house, how much do you think my house payment is? And just take a wild guess.
$7,000, $8,000 a month?
Or it was $850, $8,500.
You have an $8,500 a month house payment.
Right. So,
So whatever money we raise for you,
it's got to be a lot. And no amount of money is going to bring back my wife, Kim, or my wife is Carol, and my daughter, Kim. Nothing is going to bring them back. And But what I can ask, if you want to give me money, I'd say that about $15,000 a month is what I'm going to need, and that's all I'm saying.
Well, what about FEMA?
Yeah, but they take time, see, and I need it now. I miss my wife and my daughter so much.
All right, our number is 1-800-449-8686. This is Don Parsley. He lost his home and his wife and his daughter in a twister that hit his property in southwestern Iowa. It's got a very... You've got a nice piece of property, Mr. Parsley?
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, what is that supposed to mean?
Well, no, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, but you've got a nice piece of property?
So, in other words, that means I don't get any money.
No, that doesn't mean you don't get any money.
Well, Mr. Henry, wealthy people suffer tragedy, too. I worked very hard, and I built a farm equipment business up from scratch. Now I don't have the two most important things in life.
I'm sorry, sir, okay? $15,000 a month is what you figure you need?
Yes. Yes.
If we could raise the money to keep you, for how long would you need this?
Probably for a couple of years. See, that's why I didn't even want to call, because I know you can't do it. So what's the point?
No, sir, I think we could. I mean, if we got enough of my listeners together.
All I really want is my wife and daughter back, and I know you can't do that.
No, sir, nothing can bring them back.
I just want you to know something, and I want your listeners to know something. I don't believe in God anymore.
If you have faith, you have to act. Doesn't the Bible say, act as if ye have faith and it will be given to you?
Yeah, that's easy for you to say. You probably still have your family.
Yes, I do.
I don't care anymore. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in anything.
But we can go a long way, sir, toward helping you replace the loss of your wife and daughter, you know, with
Well, with what? I mean, you said $5,000.
what if we could do $15,000 a month?
That'd be fine.
You could do that.
Yeah, if you can do it. I mean, but I doubt if you will. You say you will, but look at God. God took my wife and daughter away. Why should I believe anybody?
All right, hold the line, okay? Please?
No. I really got to get going.
No, please hold the line.
All right.
Well, you heard the man's story. His home, his property, his wife, his daughter, all dead from the terrible violence of the weather over the last few weeks, and over the last few days, actually. His home was hit by a twister in southwestern Iowa. His name is Don Parsley. He estimates that he needs $15,000 a month to keep his car payment, mortgage, everything. 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. And probably the saddest thing that he could have said was he doesn't even believe in God anymore. 1-800-449-8686, The Phil Hendry Show.
Phil Hendry, 1-800-449-8686.
And I don't believe in God.
You know, you've said you don't believe in God a number of times, okay?
Mr. Henry, you try losing your wife and your daughter. You try losing your house. You try losing your home. And then tell me whether you believe in God.
I know that, okay? I understand that, and I know I don't pretend to know your experience. This is the Phil Hendry Show. We're talking to Don. He lives in southwestern Iowa. He lost his home. He lost his wife and daughter to a tornado that hit there late yesterday afternoon. And you are destitute. Is that correct, sir?
I do not. I don't have any money, but that's not what I'm calling your program about. I'm calling your program to say that God, in my life, He has let me down, and I love my wife.
Sir, I understand.
If you say you and your listeners can raise $15,000, and all I would ask is if they could raise another $7,000 to cover some of the debts. My wife Angie had some debts The last thing my daughter Katie said before the twister hit was, "Daddy, please hold on to me." And I couldn't. I couldn't.
Now this, I understand, sir. Sir, I got some people hanging on the line. 1-800-449-8686. Frank, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
What I was saying is that this gentleman, with all respect, I find in his payments that he, on one hand, he didn't want to get insulted by your listeners trying to help him in some ways.
I don't.
Nobody can bring his daughter and his wife back. That is true. But we cannot blame God for every bad thing that happened every day in any street in the United States. It's destiny. You can call it any name you want to call it. But at the same time, he didn't want to get insulted because you offer him some help and monetary help, which is also necessary in any cases. On the other hand, he's telling that he's paying a mortgage of $8,500 a month.
That's a
property of 43 acres,
Yeah.
and also a house that it costs almost $1 million. When you have that kind of properties and that kind of cars, you must have some money in the bank also. And I'm not talking about the issue of the family loss, which again there's no money to replace it.
How do you replace your wife and daughter? And look, I don't want anybody's money. Okay.
Yes, sir, but on the other hand, you're asking for $15,000 a month.
If you have money in the bank...
The problem is we live in a very small town. The bank was completely destroyed. There is no money in the bank. It was destroyed. The twister took down about 7 commercial buildings on the main street, and the money, it got ripped out. The money's got blown away.
But your money is insured by the federal government, sir.
Well, that's what they say, but...
Well, actually, that's what everybody knows.
I can't go to the bank and get the money out if there's no bank.
Oh, yes, you can, sir. And believe me, I
can't because my money was in cash. It was in a safety deposit box.
Wait a minute. All of your savings?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
And I'm not even asking for money. I'm not asking anything.
No, I'm not saying that, sir, but at the same time, what I'm saying is that if this radio station listeners are willing to help you on this devastating blow,
my home,
your statements contradict each other. I'm sorry.
No, my home fell on top of my wife. I walked up
How do you know that? How do you know that when you say that her body has not been found?
No, sir.
Now, you tell me,
in my grief, my wife has not been found in my grief.
No, but physically your wife's body's been found?
Yes.
Under the house?
Yes, sir.
But because you did say that she was missing.
I think both of you gentlemen have an awful lot of gall to ask questions of a man who is bereaved. I think that...
We don't mean to insult you.
Well, you've been saying that, but that's all you're doing.
No, sir, we're just trying to...
My wife is stuck underneath the house. Yes, you can say that, yes, she is missing.
How can you expect somebody, sir, to give you a group of people to give you $15,000 a month if they don't really believe what you're saying? And in order for people to believe...
You don't have to give me any money. All right, you can just let my...
Oh, we don't. But the fact is that we're listening to this radio station which got
on the
good
one
programming.
Hand, right. You said on the one hand that she was missing. On the other hand, she's under the house. You said her legs were sticking out at one point. Didn't you say you walked up and took your wife's shoes off?
Yes, I did.
Then how can she be missing?
I think until either one of you gentlemen have lost your wife and your family, for you to ask me questions like I'm a criminal, I think it's very, very wrong. And I don't want your $15,000 a month. You said that you could get it for me, so forget it.
All right, 1-800, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Most of her is missing, but they found her feet, and that's all I'm trying to say.
All right, hold on. 1-800-449-8686. This man's obviously crazy with grief. His name is Don. He lost his wife and daughter in a tornado in southwest Iowa. Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
I'm back with Don Parsley, his wife. Your wife's name is Carol?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your daughter's name is Sarah?
Yes, sir.
And they were both killed by a tornado, this weather event, and these terrible tornadoes have been going on. But you live in southwest Iowa?
Yes, sir.
All right, most of the weather that I've been reading about has been in...
All right, well, you know something? I think I've been called a liar on your program.
No, I'm not calling you a liar, sir. I'm just saying that most of the weather that I've been reading about has been...
Well, they had tornadoes in Iowa, too, okay?
Okay, I mean, I'm not calling you a liar.
Well, everything that you were saying, everything that the people who are calling in...
We're not calling you a liar. We're asking you questions, okay?
My home was destroyed and my wife was killed by a tornado. And I tried to hold on to him as long as I could.
Now, when you say him, who do you mean?
My daughter. I tried to hold on to her as long as I could, and all that I have left is, see, one of the things that's going on with me that you probably don't understand is I'm in shock. I'm still in shock. And all I'm saying is $15,000 a month. Is that going to kill anybody?
So you do want the money?
No, you're telling me that you want to give me money. So I'm saying if you want to give me money, then $15,000 a month is what the money should be. Otherwise, I don't care if you don't give me any money. I'll kill myself. I don't care.
So if you don't get $15,000 a month, you'll kill yourself?
I don't care. I don't care if I get the money. I just as soon go kill myself right now. If you don't give me $15,000 a month, then I'm going to do it. I'll kill myself.
See, that sounds to me like you're emotionally blackmailing.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I don't believe in God, and I'd rather die.
But if we could get you $15,000 a month...
If you could get me $15,000 a month, then I would say that I can get through or something. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Here is Eddie. Go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yeah, I got a question real quick. Have you gone down to meet with FEMA or anybody to get help
those
or
guys,
anything?
they take forever.
Oh, I know.
You know? But, I mean, I will sooner or later, but right now I got stuff I have to do.
Yeah, when did this exactly happen? Was this just a couple of days ago?
It was actually last night. About 6.
Last night.
Last night, yeah.
Actually, I lived in
yesterday.
Oklahoma when
they have tornadoes there.
Oh yeah.
See, See, Mr. Henry?
What do you mean, see, Mr. Henry?
This guy's been through one.
I don't doubt that tornadoes exist. I'm not saying they don't exist.
Well, then what are you saying?
I'm just saying I'm having a hard time understanding. First, one of the things you said was that you pulled him back.
I was talking about my daughter.
Why'd you say him?
Because I made a mistake. I want to just give an idea of something. Listen to this. I'm going to step outside for a minute. Okay? And I want you to hear something.
All right, we're listening.
Let me just go on the door. Okay. Listen to this. You know what that is?
A gunshot?
Yeah.
So what's that mean?
Whatever you want it to be. Look, are you guys going to give me the $17,000 or not? Eddie? Are you giving me the $17,000 or not?
Actually, I'm short the cash myself.
Yeah. Everybody,
it takes a while
tough.
when you.
Time's tough, huh?
Yeah, when you go through a loss, it takes a while.
Yeah, if you got to go through FEMA, man.
I don't even know what that means.
Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Oh, man, nice way to pull it off the top of your head like that.
That's what it means. Here is Ken on the Phil Hendry Show. Ken, go ahead.
Hey, Parsley, if I could look you straight in the eye, I'd call you a liar because you don't even know your wife's name.
My wife just died, and you call me a liar.
Yes, sir. Who in the right mind would lease you a Jaguar without requiring you to have insurance on it, first off?
Who said I didn't have insurance on it? Who said I didn't have insurance on it?
You did.
I said I don't have no insurance on my house.
You said you didn't have insurance on your car, your transportation was lost. Now, second thing, your wife is missing, but she's under the house. Nobody in their right mind who has run any kind of a business would take money, obviously millions, and put in a safety deposit box without having that money work for them. And to say that it's blown away.
Just because I don't do things your way.
Now, your whole point for calling this show, I'm telling you right now, is to discredit God. Now, I
don't believe in God anymore. I don't believe in God anymore.
You never did believe in him.
He took my wife and my...
No, he didn't, sir. I want to tell you something.
Oh, he didn't?
No, you get the book of Job. Job lost his children. Was it God who, by a storm no less?
Yeah, he did. God killed him.
God did not kill him.
The whole thing, first of all, the reason why I had my money in cash is I was trying to hide my assets from the government so I wouldn't have to pay taxes.
Yeah,
okay?
right.
And I admit that that's wrong. I admit that that's wrong.
No, but wait a minute. This man made a really good point. You can't lease a car without proof of insurance.
I had insurance.
And then what?
He said he didn't.
No, I took it off after I got the car.
No, you can't do that because the leasing company will know if the insurance has lapsed. It has lapsed.
Both of you guys, if you talk about Job, was his wife's leg sticking out from under a house? Did you?
No, I don't believe yours was either. You're calling up, like Phil said, you're trying to emotionally blackmail these people.
No.
5,000 won't do. You got to have 15 now. 17,000?
I said I need 7. If he said 15, what's another 2,000? All right, make it 17,000.
You're out of your mind. Phil, if you want to keep credibility in your show, you ought to hang up on this guy.
Wait a second, sir. My wife was found in the lake, and if you'll ever find your wife, I hope she's not dead.
Your wife was found in the lake.
I mean, my daughter was found in the lake.
See, you keep changing your story.
I didn't.
You did. No, you said that your daughter was drowned, and your daughter was drowned after she was ripped from your hands by the wind.
Yes, she was thrown into the lake. Oh, now you're laughing at a man losing his family.
I'm laughing at you because
sir, I hope God forgives you. I hope God forgives you.
God is God.
Wait a minute, I thought you didn't believe in God.
I believe in him. I know him. You don't.
My wife's feet were the only thing we found sticking out from under the house, and the toes were curled up, and she was as dead.
You've changed your story so many times in the few minutes I've listened to you. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind you are a liar, sir. And we know who the father of lies is.
Sir, you can call me a liar, but I'm here without my wife, without my sons, without my daughter.
People's all you're trying to do.
Wait a minute. Your sons?
I said my daughter.
No, you said your wife and your sons.
My daughter's daughter.
Daughters.
My daughter, I said.
Sir,
daughter, sir.
Parsley, can I give you a piece of advice? The next time you try this, write yourself out a script and memorize it.
Okay, all of you people, I hope that you're
going to
have to face God, not me. You're going to have to face God, not me.
This is the God.
I will face him.
Mr. Parsley, you don't believe in God.
I don't believe in God, but I don't believe in God right now, but mostly I do.
All right, thanks for your call. Thanks very much. Are you listening to what you're saying? You're asking for money.
I didn't ask for one dime. My sons are at their grandmother's house, so I wasn't wrong for saying I have sons, because I do have sons. And
you said you lost your whole family.
I lost the family that was at my house at that time.
But you still have 2 sons.
Yes, I never said that I didn't. I lost my whole family.
Yes, you did. You said you lost your family.
In the tornado, that part of my family I did lose.
Shirley, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show. Shirley?
Oh, hi.
Yes, we are no closer, Mr. Parsley, to getting you the money that you need.
I don't care if you get me any money. I don't give a damn.
Well, first of all, I don't think Mr. Parsley should get a cent. I agree with the last caller.
You're calling me a liar, too?
Well, I'm just calling you what you are. I'm sorry. I have to say that anybody who's been through any kind of tragedy can at least remember what the name of their wife and their daughter is.
I have said a million times what my wife and daughter's name is.
What is the name of your wife and your daughter?
What's the name of your wife and daughter?
My wife's name is Sarah. My daughter's name is Carol. I love them both.
Okay,
no, wait a minute.
So far, now you said your wife's name is Sarah and your daughter's name is Carol.
Yes, ma'am.
Before it was your wife's name was Carol, your daughter's name was Sarah. Then you changed it to Karen.
Have you been through?
And Kim.
Have you been?
Excuse me, I've been through a lot of things, sir.
Okay, then you would
understand.
And
I can remember my children's name and everybody else's name in my family.
You would understand the tragedy.
And then don't even try to interrupt, please. Then you called them Katie. You've called your daughters Sarah, Kim, and Katie. You've called her wife Carol. You've called her Karen.
I think you are lying.
And
you're doing
you've
it on
done
purpose.
all this stuff. And as far as your wife being under the house and the toes curling up, I think you've watched The Wizard of Oz one too many times.
That's where I saw that.
And you are perpetrating a crime. You are perpetrating a crime.
Ma'am, I happen to be dyslexic, all right? Do
you
understand what that means?
Dyslexic doesn't change your daughters into sons and your sons into daughters and everything else. And it doesn't change their names.
You know, Shirley, I want
to
thank you. This is Phil Hendry. When you said the toes curled up, I was trying to rack my brain where I'd seen that.
Yeah.
That's out of The Wizard of Oz.
You are both liars. Neither one of you have ever lost your family. I did not. Now you're accusing me of what?
I'm accusing you of getting that toes curled up with the legs under the house from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, he is.
You know something? I'm a gentleman, so I'm not going to say what I think of the lady. You, Mr. Henry, you can go straight down to the underworld.
What does that mean? I can go to hell?
If you don't believe in God, you don't believe in the underworld either. I'm sorry, but, nobody who's listening to this program right now should put 1 cent toward any fund for this man. Because
exactly.
He's making...
Let me ask you a question. You said you took the shoes off of your wife. What were they?
She was wearing red.
Red slippers?
Yes, sir. Oh.
I'm sorry.
So now I'm a liar.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you're a liar, and the red rubies
were they red?
Crime. And you're perpetrating a crime. It's a scam, okay? Do you understand?
Why? What did I do wrong?
You said red ruby slippers, Jack. That's out of The Wizard of Oz.
He's making this whole thing
up. All right,
up.
other than that, am I...
By the way, do you have a dog?
I did.
Was its name Toto?
Yeah. Wait a second. Are you saying...
1-800-449-8... I want to apologize to my listening audience for the emotional rape that you've just been through. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
One 800-449-8686. Now, Phil Hendry.
Okay, Don, you claim that you lost your wife and your daughter in a twister. You claim that your wife and daughter are dead. You found your wife under the house. Your daughter is drowned, even though... all of these stories...
Look, I'll prove it to you right now. I'll kill myself, and I don't care.
Look, if you're going to kill yourself...
I don't give a damn.
Where are you going?
I don't give a damn.
Hello? You're there. I can hear you breathing.
How can you hear me breathing?
Okay, so in other words, you didn't kill yourself, did you?
I fired a gun.
No, you didn't fire a gun. It sounded like you slammed a door 3 times. Tell me why you called this show trying to get $15,000 a month out of us. That's what I want to know. Here is Debbie. Go ahead, Debbie.
I'm sorry, but Don, you are a total con. You're nothing but dirt under my feet that I couldn't even mash off of my shoes if I tried. You are sorry for trying to take the money from people, for trying to be sympathetic towards you, which I was when I first started listening to you, but you couldn't even get your story straight as far as to telling what your child's name was, what your wife's child's name was. And you're nothing but a con. And there's people out there that this has really happened to. And you're just totally making fun of it, actually.
Don, question.
What?
Why did you call this show looking for $15,000 a month?
I had some losses at Bellagio.
You had some losses at the Bellagio up in Vegas?
Yeah.
So you got gambling debts.
But this lady did believe me, see? And that is, you have to say that I was good. Didn't you believe me, ma'am? You said that you did.
You are a con.
You said that you did
You are
believe me.
a con. You are not worth listening to. If I was Phil Hendry, I would disconnect your ass quicker in a split second.
If I hadn't come out and told you that I had gambling losses, you would have given me the money, wouldn't you?
Oh, Lord, no.
Oh, bullcrap. You just said that you believe me. You just said that.
I wouldn't give you no money.
What do you want?
You want us to do it like everybody else does. I work hard for a living. By damn, you know no better than I am. I'm so furious with you, like I told Phil Henry a little while ago. If I could have reached through my car radio, you wouldn't have had to worry about talking about shooting yourself, because I'd have strangled you.
Why?
real quick.
Why?
Because of what you're trying to pull.
What did I pull?
All you did was come on here and talk about your wife, your daughter, your son, your daughter Kim, wife Sarah, Jimmy. I don't know what the hell her name is.
I
but
think
this lady here...
You need to be arrested.
For
is what you need.
What did I do?
You're coming
what
on
did you do?
using the airwaves to perpetrate a fraud.
There's people out there that really actually need the
but
help.
I'm not even a real person.
And you're taking up radio time for people that actually need it.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you're not really a real person?
I'm not.
Well, what are you?
I'm a voice that you're doing.
You're a voice that I'm doing.
Yeah. Hey, Debbie.
Yes.
The voice, me, Don?
Yes.
I'm also Phil Hendry.
Oh, you are?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I believe that.
Well,
I don't think anybody could be that sorry.
Ma'am, I am Phil Hendry. He's doing my voice right now.
No, I don't believe it.
Debbie, this is Phil Hendry. I have to concur with him.
You mean to tell me that you got me so furious?
But is that you doing the baby voice right there?
Would you shut up?
That is my child. That is my 4-year-old son.
You're not doing a baby voice.
No, she's not. And why am I talking to a voice I'm doing?
I don't know.
Listen, I don't know who's who, but I do have my opinion.
Okay.
And I do listen to this radio station, and I mean,
well,
you know.
It was Mr. Hendry doing my voice all the time.
It was me. Debbie.
Well, I have no...
But can you tell me if that's you doing the baby, and then I'll not say nothing more. Are you doing the baby voice, or is that a real kid?
No, that is my son. I wouldn't lie.
Thank God.
If she was really doing
a real baby... I'm not a liar. Unlike someone else I know, whether it was you acting, putting on an act, or someone else.
No, it's Mr. Hendry making me lie, because he's doing my voice right now.
Listen, I didn't
Wait a minute,
call
let me
this
get a call.
radio
Hold on,
station
Debbie.
to
I want
play head games. I called
Debbie.
this radio station to voice my opinion.
Exactly, Debbie. Hold the line.
Something that really
Hello?
infuriated me.
I think you are really, really doing a disservice to all of your listeners, Mr. Hendry. Was that you doing a voice or...
Who is this?
My name is Margaret Gray. I'm calling from Santa Monica, California.
It was me doing the voice of that band, Dawn, yes.
Then I think you should be taken off the air. I absolutely think you should lose your job. Wouldn't you agree, Debbie?
Yes.
Well, this is Phil doing another voice.
All right.
You like playing head games?
Was that Dawn a real person?
Oh, shut up.
Yes, she did. See, Bill, I'm Ted Bell. I own the restaurant, and I don't know if he knew he was talking to me, or I don't know if he knew that he was talking to Ted Bell. And I said, are you actually talking to me? And he said, yes, I am. I said, boy, you got a pair on you. And that's when it started.
All right, 1-800-449-8686 on the Phil Hendry Show. Retail service, restaurant service so bad that the quality of a good restaurant is obviously very noticeable. Is it worth it? Even when the maitre d' is saying your wife has a great-looking ass. Now, I know you're saying this is a contemporary thing, young men do it, but a lot of older women don't understand.
Well, Phil, I think they're getting to it.
All right, hold on. 1-800-449-8686. Roger, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yeah, hello, Phil. This is the first time tuning into your show, but I would like to say that I would never go into a restaurant where a guy would treat not only my wife like that, but it's an insult.
I'm not insulting your wife, sir. I'm complimenting her.
No, I don't know where you were raised, but I'll tell you what,
the times have changed from when you were a kid, because you sound like you might be older than me.
Well, yes, listen here. Yes, I am older than you. I don't care how good the restaurant is. To say something like that, nobody wants to be treated like that, young or older. Where's your etiquette?
It's not an insult to say to a woman, you look great tonight, especially your ass. What is an insult about that?
An older woman is going to take it as an insult.
Well, I tell you what, any woman.
No. Younger women.
Unless she's a floozy, I would understand. A floozy would probably be mostly complimented.